Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. Coach Steve Kerr has stated that star player Stephen Curry is ill and will miss the game against the Denver Nuggets, and risks missing several other games as well. The Warriors have confirmed that Curry will miss his second consecutive game when they face the Nuggets on Friday. The former MVP is dealing with an illness, which he played through in Wednesday's win over the Phoenix Suns. Curry's health worsened after the Suns game, and he was unable to join the team for the trip to Sacramento. Now, it appears he will remain in San Francisco to rest and recover while the Warriors travel to Denver for Friday's game. The team also announced the status of Butler and Green for the Nuggets game via the official injury report. Butler, who is dealing with a strain in his right lower back, is listed as questionable. Green, on the other hand, is likely due to a right rib injury. It appears Butler will miss his second consecutive game on Friday. The good news, however, is that Green has a good chance of being fit to return to face Jokic and company. Curry-less Warriors head to Denver to face Nuggets. Without Curry, who will save the Warriors from their Denver Demons in tonight's NBA Cup opener? Here's what you need to understand about competitive basketball. Sometimes the universe forces your hand before you're ready to show it. The Warriors travel to Denver tonight for their NBA Cup opener without Stephen Curry, who's sitting with an illness. No big deal, right? Just the guy who dropped 42 points in overtime the last time these teams met. Just arguably the greatest point guard ever, facing a Nuggets team that's gone 9-1 against Golden State since the 2022 playoffs. Who on Golden State will carry the offensive load against a Nuggets defense that's going to dare everyone not named Curry to beat them? With Jimmy Butler ailing, this could come down Jonathan Kuminga, Will Richard, Moses Moody, and Brandon Podziemski to save the day. The Warriors are reeling. After starting 4-2, they've dropped 3 of their last 4, extending their road losing streak to 4 straight games. Walking into Colorado without their superstar against a team that's 9-2 against them since 2022 feels like showing up to an exam you didn't study for. But here's the thing about championship basketball, sometimes adversity reveals character. If the Warriors want to prove they're serious contenders, this is where you do it. On the road. Without your best player. Against a team that's dominated you in recent years. Golden State got good performances from Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Will Richard. Without the vets, it wasn't enough to beat the Kings. It's hard to find positives in losses, especially for contending teams like the Golden State Warriors, where every game matters in the loaded Western Conference race. But without their veteran stars Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green, all out due to nagging injuries and health management purposes, the Warriors' young core showed some spirit even in a hard-to-swallow 121-116 loss to the undermanned Sacramento Kings. In the absence of their first 2 scoring options, Jonathan Kuminga collected 24 points and 9 rebounds while Moses Moody lasered in 6 three-pointers on his way to 28 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 blocks. But maybe the most spectacular of all was rookie Will Richard, one of the cogs of the Florida Gators' national title run this past March. In his first career start, the second-rounder worked his way to a career-high 30 points on 10 of 15 shooting, along with 7 rebounds and 3 assists. After the game, head coach Steve Kerr expressed pride in the young guys stepping up in the absence of the star core but also explained what went wrong. "We were trying to do too much, we were trying to create too much when there's nothing there," Kerr said. And in the end, the story of the game was turnovers. 30 points to 11 off turnovers. Great lesson for our young guys. It's hard to win in this league. Every possession matters. Especially with the pace and the three-point shooting today. You turn the ball over with a careless pass, it's an automatic layup or 3 at the other end, and the whole momentum shifts. The Warriors committed 18 turnovers, 7 of which came in the third quarter when Sacramento blitzed them for 32 points. Russell Westbrook also picked them apart for a 26-point, 16-rebound, 10-assist triple-double. Al Horford and the remaining vets off-rhythm night. While the young guys shone in the narrow loss, Al Horford and the other veteran players struggled to find a rhythm. Despite collecting 7 rebounds, Horford went scoreless, shooting 0 of 7 from beyond the arc. The stretch 5 couldn't find it from distance, and it cost the Warriors some big opportunities. During the Kings' 11-1 run in the fourth quarter to decide the game, Horford missed 3 open and makeable three-pointers. Other things decided the Warriors' fate: turnovers, bad fouls, offensive rebounds, and free throw discrepancy easily explain the loss. But Horford's looked out of rhythm since his strong first week, and given the Warriors' protocol to rest him on one end of every back-to-back, it's been hard for him to re-find his footing. Kerr talked about Horford's recent struggles as of late and how he can help the vet get back on track. "Just gotta keep playing him," Kerr said. "I thought I played a great basketball game tonight. The ball didn't go in, but took all the right shots. They all looked good. They're going to go in. He's Al Horford. We know what kind of shooter he is. His presence defensively, his rebounding, he's a hell of a player. It's just a slow start to be expected, honestly, when you go to a new team. I'm not worried about Al." Gary Payton II and Buddy Hield also struggled in their limited minutes, -12 and -13+-, respectively. It'll be interesting to monitor how the lopsided performances from vets compared to the young guys affect Kerr's rotation. The optimism from the young core's performance. The Warriors dropped their third game in their past 4, so there's only so much positivity that can come from a loss like this one. But the emergence of Will Richard and the offensive leap from Moses Moody are encouraging signs moving forward. Richard gives the Warriors another option in the backcourt with how intuitively he understands the system. And Moody's shooting, after missing the start of the season with a minor calf strain, might vault him back into the starting lineup as Kerr shuffles that group around depending on the matchup. "I'm very happy for Moses," Kuminga said after the game. "Moses is another guy who works hard. He gets his chances and he goes out there and shows it. Like I said, we didn't get the win, so a lot of things don't matter. But the one thing that matters is he went out there, and he was playing hard. He was defending, and he gave it all he had." As for Kuminga, it also helps to get him more experience as the best on-ball option on the floor. He wasn't perfect. He was the first to admit his turnovers dampened their momentum and that his foul trouble interrupted his rhythm. But it'll help him develop into a more efficient scorer, especially when the veterans return to the fold. Not to mention Brandon Podziemski's solid 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. His offense was a bit up and down, but he finished with a team-high +14. The Warriors will travel to Denver for their second matchup with the Nuggets. Before the game, Kerr said he's hopeful Butler and Green will be good to go for that matchup after getting scratched from this one. As for Curry, who's dealing with a cold and did not make the drive up to Sacramento, Kerr didn't express much concern for the engine of the team. A loss is a loss, but the emergence of their young guys, their second timeline, is one silver lining. Will Richard's 30-point game serves as silver lining in Warriors' loss to Kings. Steve Kerr tried to find a pre-game silver lining to Wednesday's game at Golden One Center, noting that the Warriors missing their 3 best players offered a chance for the coach to get an extended look at different combinations and some of Golden State's younger players. Will Richard was exactly what Kerr was hoping to see. Making his first NBA start, the Warriors rookie put on the type of show that should have fans licking their lips in anticipation of what the future potentially holds for the 22-year-old from Georgia. There was plenty to like, too. Richard dropped a season-high 30 points on the Sacramento Kings in the Warriors' 121-116 loss on Thursday at Golden One Center with 5 three-pointers to move into rarefied air. He became the first Warriors player drafted in the second round or later to score 20 or more points in his first career start since Eric Paschall in 2019. He also matched the second most points scored by a Warriors player in his first career start with the Warriors. John Lucas also had 30, while Anthony Morrow has the record with 37 points. All of those stats are pleasing to the eye, but it was the way Richard played that was most pleasant to watch. He played steady, albeit unspectacular, defense and had 1 steal, something he has done in each of his first 6 NBA games. Richard shot 10 of 15, 5 of 8 on three-pointers, snatched 7 rebounds and had 3 assists. This all came after being a healthy scratch due to coach's decision in each of Golden State's previous 2 games. Will was amazing, Kerr said. This guy, from the beginning of camp, has shown he's an NBA player. The experience, the poise, he doesn't turn it over, he makes the right play. He can handle the ball under pressure, he makes the right pass. This guy's a hell of a player. That clearly was evident against the Kings. After Sacramento pulled within 72-71 midway through the third quarter, Richard made a clutch three-pointer but missed a shot at the 4-point play when he shanked the free throw. Richard made a pair of deep threes in the fourth quarter, but by then, the Kings had grabbed momentum and the Warriors spent the rest of the evening trying to catch up. Just trying to keep it simple but make an impact on the game, Richard said. I'm a big believer in controlling what you can control. Whatever role I'm in, I want to do whatever it takes to help the team win. Whether playing or not playing, I just want to see us win. While the Warriors failed to get the win, they head back home to the Bay with a much better vision of who Richard can be. Will is a great player, Jonathan Kuminga said. I'm always trying to talk to Will, especially as a rookie. There's a lot of expectations, there's a lot of eyes on you. Takeaways from Warriors' loss to the Kings. On the second leg of a back-to-back, the Golden State Warriors lost a tightly contested matchup to the Sacramento Kings. Despite the loss, many were impressed with the performance of Golden State's young players. Rookie Will Richard proved he belonged, while Moses Moody played phenomenally down the stretch. Jonathan Kuminga started the game well, but ultimately, it wasn't enough to secure the victory. Warriors rookie steals the show. Richard is one of the best Warriors rookies in a long time. Scoring 30 points, grabbing 7 rebounds, and dishing out 3 assists in his first NBA start is remarkable. With Stephen Curry resting, the team's reliance on depth increased, and Richard answered the call, as he has since his college days. Richard was a member of the national champion Florida Gators and had the best game on the biggest stage in college hoops. His 10-15 shooting and 5 made threes meant nothing to Richard because the Warriors lost. Safe to say, Golden State struck gold again with this draft pick. Moody and Kuminga looking stellar in year 5 for the Warriors. Moody is the third youngest player in Warriors history to have consecutive games with 20 points and 5 three-pointers, trailing only Jordan Poole and Stephen Curry. Against the Kings, Moody scored 28 points on 60% shooting, including 2 steals and 4 blocks. In 3 of Moody's 7 games this season, he has scored 20 or more points while shooting a scorching 51% from beyond the arc. As great as Moody has been, finding the perfect role for him remains a challenge for the Warriors. Should he start? Should he be the 6th man? Regardless, Moody plays his role without question and will be important this season if the Warriors hope to reach their goals. Kuminga was expected to take charge this time, and it looked promising in the first half. Finishing with 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists in that half, it seemed he was on track for a career night. However, in the second half, Kuminga's performance declined sharply as he went 2 out of 10 from the floor. Most of his mistakes were mental. He tends to get ahead of himself with decision-making and needs to slow down. Kuminga has improved as a playmaker, but his processing skills need to be sharper to make the right play for himself sometimes. Costly mistakes late in the fourth quarter could have cost Golden State the game, but Kuminga's work ethic and attention to detail suggest this won't be a common issue moving forward. Steve Kerr shuts down concerns about Al Horford's shooting slump. Al Horford of the Golden State Warriors is one of the most respected and accomplished big men currently in the NBA. But right now, Horford isn't a huge help to his team. He is in the midst of a pretty significant shooting slump, and Warriors head coach Steve Kerr spoke about it on Wednesday night. Kerr admitted that Horford isn't shooting well, but urged the star player to keep trying. Just gotta keep playing. I thought Al played a great basketball game tonight. The ball didn't go in. He took all the right shots. They all looked good. They're going to go in. He's Al Horford. We know what kind of shooter he is. Slow start for him, to be expected, honestly, when you go to a new team. I'm not worried about Al at all, Kerr said. It's good that Kerr isn't worried about Horford, because some fans are. On Wednesday, he produced 0 points, although he was good for 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. The silver lining for the Warriors is that the team typically has a strong offense, which means they have other options if Horford is ice cold. But they definitely want him to find his shot as soon as possible. When he was signed by the team, fans were excited to see how he could dominate in the paint and assist off the bench. However, they also envisioned him as a strong offensive threat, too. It's only been a few games, and Horford has plenty of time to get on the right track. But the Warriors want a string of consecutive wins, so the sooner he starts shooting well, the better.